All right, we're going to California now. Bakari Grant joining us. And listen, he doesn't need much. Oh, he just stood up and walked away. Clark said, oh, he's back. Shweezy's back. The Cali kid. Look at him smiling. And he joins us from California today. How you doing, Bakari?
I'm good. How you doing, Rob?
Good. Let me first ask you, did you watch the 107th Grey Cup yesterday at McMahon Stadium? The Bombers winning 33-12 over Hamilton. And if so, what are your thoughts?
I did. I was locked in. It was a tough game. It was, I was in Hamilton last week, so I got to meet a lot of the guys that, I was unfamiliar with as far as being with the team. But, whenever you connect with a team and you see them lose a game like that, I know, I've been to 4 and I lost 3, so I know how it feels. And, it was a good game, but I felt for the guys, of course.
Well, I'll tell you what. I just called up your Wikipedia here. As I said, everybody knows your name. 49ers in 2010, Ticats 2011 to 2015. So that's considerable time there, as you mentioned. Calgary in 2016, Riders in 2017, Calgary again 2018. But now you can throw in CFL East All-Star. You can throw in Grey Cup champion. That Wikipedia page got looking a hell of a lot better after the Grey Cup in Edmonton, Bakari.
Yeah, it did. And besides the Wikipedia page, I feel a lot better. Like I said, it sucks for the guys that were there with me in 2014, 2015 out in Hamilton when we lost twice because, again, when I won last year, the feeling was unreal because you don't know what it's like to be on the other side. You've been there so many times and you've lost that. It's a nasty feeling, and everybody says, at least you made it, but you don't think about that until after your career. While you're playing, still hurts, and but when you win it, it's a different feeling.
Let's just go back a year. I mean, you were one of the top stories coming out of that Grey Cup in Commonwealth, and it was probably for you and Stamps fans. I mean, it was over at halftime. It was a terrible track that day. But what a footnote on your career. Like, you literally, Bakari couldn't, I don't think, written anything better than that.
Well, I could have written it a little bit better.
More Grey Cups, yeah. Well, for an ending, sorry.
No, it was one of those things where it was meant to be a certain way, and it worked out the way that it did. And, like you said, it's to put in the time year after year after year. And I like to think that I've affected locker rooms in a positive way. And, you take away what you take away from the game, and, there's some legacy to it. There's some experience. I mean, some amazing experience that I take away. But to be able to call yourself a Grey Cup champ and, to be on that trophy forever, it's kind of amazing. And for me, it was extra sweet because my brother won it in 2003. So I had that on my back for my entire career. And then to finally get it my last year was great.
Okay, you got to, Smitty, you jump in on that question because our director of scouting, Craig Smith, had a question about your brother.
Yeah, there was a fellow that played in our league. I love this kid, Robert Grant. He was a heck of a player. Is that your brother?
That is my older brother.
Yeah, man, that kid was. I love that kid. He played with Edmonton and Ottawa, and you could see the genetics in this family. We're doing pretty good. Congratulations on your career. Just fantastic. Love watching you play.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and he got fortunate not to ever have to deal with me at a slot back because he played halfback in the same.
By the way, our producer Clark is not just a pretty face. He dug up this stat that your best season as a pro was with Saskatchewan in 2017. The offensive coordinator was Stephen McAdoo, and the Riders had 3,000-yard receivers that year. You were one of them. What clicked? What went right that year, Bakari?
Well, one, we had a ton of fun. It was probably one of my most fun years in football. And, with football, there's a level of professionalism and there's a level of fun. And, you got to find that balance of if you love the game and truly give the game, everything you've got and you're having fun with it, a lot better things tend to happen. And fortunately, that year, we had a number of guys, from Caleb Holly, Ricky Collins, Jerron Carter, obviously, Naaman Roosevelt. Rob Bagg. We had so many weapons. We had, I think, Cam was running back. We had Diggy coming. It was a team that had so many weapons on offense that it was difficult to stop or pay attention to any one of them. And when you did, we got to take advantage of it. So that was a fun year. It was a great year.
You did announce your retirement last week. How difficult was that for you?
Not at all. It wasn't difficult at all. I love the game, but I've been playing since I was 8 years old. I haven't taken a season off, and it was 24 years, 23 years of contact and hit. And I know if you watch my game, I'm a physical player, so the body takes a toll. And if you can get out in a position where you're not hurting every day, where you don't have any major head injuries, it's a blessing. And me and Emmanuel Davis, who retired last week too, we're up on the sideline watching the game, and I love the game. I love the game day atmosphere. I miss the locker room, obviously the guys, but watching the game, I was not missing being out there on the field, hitting guys and getting hit. It's just, that time has kind of passed, and fortunately I was able to make that decision.
Well, I'm going to ask you this, what you would hope to be remembered for. This is how I'll remember you as a pro not this specific play, but that one where you had the ball knocked out at the one, because you were hot dogging it a little bit. And the thing was, your coaches and your teammates were like, the sad thing is that's not Bakari. He's the pro's pro. And that's the part that sticks with me, Bakari. You were a pro's pro. And it doesn't get much better reputation than that.
I appreciate that. And I tried to live that up on a day in, day out basis. After that silly play, and I could have came up with 20 different excuses of why it happened. And at the time when the reporters asked me after the game, all I said was, I made a mistake. I own up to it, and I have to live that down just the same way that if I score a game-winning touchdown, that doesn't define my career. So I came up and showed up at practice every day. I came up. I love the practice atmosphere. I love the training camp. To me, what I would yell every day when we got on the field is, it's a work day, and this is what we do for a living, so you got to love it. So I tried to approach the game that way in practice and the game, and hopefully that reflects on the legacy I left behind with my coaches and teammates.
I guess lastly, there's a lot of folks that you touched in a short time here. One is the Lipsett family, good friends of mine, Cowboy family, obviously. They always ask about you, so can you update your fans around here and on the prairies that are watching what's up in the life of Bakari Grant?
The Lipsetts were actually really close with. I actually gave them a call probably about 2 days ago. My family's really close with them. My kids look up to them as grandparents, so we're pretty tight with them. But back here in California, I'm kind of in a transition to really use what I learned in football, my football career, in business. And I'm finding the comparison and the parallels are really close. So I've started a few businesses with my family back here, and just growing as a person and learning how to apply the leadership and the culture that I've learned from football into business, and it's been a fun transition.
Well, you're a winner, and we can say a champion now, so I know you'll be a success. Stay in touch, Bakari, and thanks for spending some time with us this morning.
Oh, thanks for having me, Rod. I appreciate it. And tell Amanda I said what's up. I follow her on Instagram, and I watch her inspire so many people across the world. So I just want to say what's up. I saw you sitting over there.
Hi. Oh, my gosh. You inspire me so much. I love watching your stuff, and thank you for being a source of motivation for me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.